Howdy home buyers, Scott Perryman with the Porter Group. Practice changes are coming to the real estate industry in about maybe 9 hours, maybe 8.5. In any case, by the time you watch this video, we'll be on the other side of the August 17th practice change deadline, in which the National Association of Realtors created new standards of practice for realtors and our industry. And since you can count on the Porter Group for trusted real estate advice, I thought it was important to come before you to tell you what are these changes, why are they taking place, and how might they change how homes are bought and sold across the country. So first of all, what are the changes? There's a couple of them, but the meat and potatoes version, the two biggest things that are changing are that number one, offers of compensation are no longer allowed to be advertised on the MLS. Number two, prior to touring a home, a buyer and that agent must have a written agreement that states what commission is to be paid if that transaction culminates, and what is the nature of the relationship between that buyer and the agent showing them the property. So why are these changes taking place? Well, as far back as I can remember, NAR, the National Association of Realtors, who has a very large influence over local MLSs, had a policy called Clear Cooperation. Clear Cooperation basically stated that listing agents must advertise their listings on the multiple listing service for the local association, and that any offer of compensation must be advertised along with that listing. It's important that we know that the rule never dictated and was never governed by law what the commission must be, or even that you had to pay one, just that for anyone who brings a buyer, this is the commission, must be clearly stated on these listings under NAR's Clear Cooperation policy. So it was argued in court that this policy created an environment where realtors could more or less engage in like price setting for what is a standard commission, that even though, once again, the amount of commission or compensation paid was always negotiable, it nevertheless created this environment where realtors could be colluding with one another to artificially inflate commissions. The DOJ starts looking at this for antitrust practices, and in order to remove all of its members from those lawsuits and from that conversation, the National Association of Realtors offered the settlement agreement that brought into play these practice changes, which go into effect on August 17th. So how might this affect how real estate is bought and sold? It's always up to the consumer, frankly. And here's the thing: you will still have the ability to list your home for sale by owner on Zillow, Craigslist, Facebook, wherever you so choose. You will still decide if you're willing to pay an agent to bring you a buyer. You will still decide if you want a listing agent to help you list it on the MLS, what you'll pay them for that service, and if you'll offer any compensation to a cooperating broker from the MLS to bring you a buyer. You'll still have that ability. As a buyer, you'll still have the ability to go to an open house and make an offer direct to the seller or the seller's agent without representation. You can go to a model home and ask that builder to build you that home on a different lot without a buyer's agent representative. But what will change is that one-off scenario where you're just casually looking and you call your best friend and you say, hey, Sean and I have been casually looking and the right thing hit the market, and Scott, we want you to represent us and show us this house. Well, I will now be required to get that paperwork in front of you prior to touring that home. But see, here's the thing. At the Porter Group, we have been using written agency agreements as long as I've been a part of the team. And so we're extremely comfortable with these forms. We can let you know your options. And at the end of the day, all of these practice changes, I think, are going to elevate the level of professionalism in our real estate industry. I think it's going to lead to great conversations between buyers and sellers about who you're going to have represent you in this process. and some of the things that we do to ensure successful buying and selling. So I welcome these changes. I look forward to conversations about them. And if you have any questions, you can call me at 901-497-5615. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you out there.